And the music is the glue that seems to bind, so.
Yeah, definitely. For me it is.
Yeah, yep. I definitely would agree with all of that. And there's also other things that we all do to make sure that the parts we bring or what we contribute is always growing, whether it's technique or, looking for just a way to be more expressive. Learning to value silence sometimes maybe is a way of putting it. And we do, some crazy stuff. To be tight as a band, we work on some pretty challenging music. We work on the music of Jeff Beck, for example. We do 2 covers of Jeff Beck tunes from the 70s that appeared on his Wired album, and some of those feature 5 or 6 of the finest fusion musicians alive at the time, and it definitely keeps us very busy as just 3 guys trying to cover those parts. Sure, we stumble on them sometimes, we're basically trying to juggle chainsaws when we're doing music like that, but one nice effect is that it causes the original music to be very different. It's very obviously tighter, but it allows you now the ability to sort of step outside of your own individual role and hear what's happening in the room and really play the song together as opposed to just trying to make sure you play your part. And I think that, I don't know if it's the best way, but all my life while doing music, I always found that, learning how to, jog helps you walk, because the mastery of a slightly more difficult skill set makes your kind of like coasting speed or your, not your average speed, a lot less difficult, to sustain, and it lets you really pay attention in a different way. So that's another part of it too. We're all very different as well, which is, I think actually is a benefit too. I mean, we have our similarities, but we come from different backgrounds, different home lives and, things like that.
Ted used to have short hair.
Yeah, Ted used to have short hair, that's right. And that helps us as well.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. It seems like the challenge of the difficult pieces kind of promotes creativity too. Or?
Yep, it does. It makes it easier. Certainly, like with respect to me writing something, I won't hesitate, to write something very specific and intricate, because I know from experience that as long as I can accurately explain what it is I'm hearing in my head, I know that they'll do it and that they'll want to do it. So that's nice too. And I know that they appreciate as well, working on the tough stuff too, because you get a lot of personal satisfaction from having conquered something, right? Am I right?
Yep.
Ted probably a couple times a week or certainly a month will say, man, I can't believe what you've got me doing now,
Why are you writing that stuff?
Yeah, or that
Write
too.
a
They'll
simple
say once
song.
you
Yeah,
write
write a
easy
simple
songs,
song.
Yeah, I know, that's true.
Well, that's the challenge of it.
Yep.
So your band performs frequently at some of the Manchester venues.
Yes, that's right. We're in regular rotation, as they call it, at Millie's Tavern down on the river in Manchester, and also at Mad Bob's Saloon on Lincoln Street. And we'll actually be at Mad Bob's Saloon the night after this taping, April 14th, appearing with Craving Lucy. And Friday After 5, all great friends, all these bands. And we've been very pleased, I think. I say lucky, but we put our work in. We've had really good reaction and have had a lot of exciting attention and a steadily growing fan base, but we're always hungry for more. So please, viewers, look us up on Reverb Nation and Facebook, and certainly come see us anywhere that you can.
Okay. And also on Reverb Nation, it states that you're looking for a manager. Is that still the case? And if so, how do
Sure.
you let potential managers know how to get in touch with you?
Yeah, I was going to say, sure, what do you got? Yeah, we'd love to have the, for now we'll call it the elusive fourth member, I think. That would be a huge help to us. We don't have a lot of money, so that's something that any person needs to understand. There's a lot of growth opportunity, they call that position. You can earn your own, create your own revenue stream. We'd love to have someone to assist with promoting. I'm a lousy promoter, and booking, assisting at shows, really anything. Actually, we're open to just about anything, and we are quite serious. Actually, if somebody has experience and thinks they can help, they should definitely get in touch with us. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Carlo, tell us about Without Paris.
Sure. That was a brainchild I had several years ago to kind of jumpstart getting back into the music scene and getting to play some songs that I've always enjoyed, but on the radio. So yeah, started a cover band. One of the guys I knew from high school, actually, we used to play in a band together. So we got back together and started this thing and did a lot of PR, and get out there and a lot of smoke and mirrors. And the next thing you know, we were playing at some of the larger spots, certainly in the Manchester area. We play at Murphy's Tap Room a lot. We play at the Black Bremer, Derryfield, Jillian's, places like that. And it's a lot of fun playing cover music. And as a matter of fact, I thought that's what I would do for a long time, is playing a cover band. It's a pretty hot band. But, it's funny, as I talk to my bandmates in the cover band, what else do you do? Well, we're all in original projects. And I thought, well, why is that? And they would explain, well, here's why, because it's, there's a certain satisfaction that comes along with original music. And I think that's what kind of prompted me to, to start looking for something a little bit different. I mean, it's fun to play Kid Rock. Well, at least I have fun playing it. But it's more fun when you can really add some creativity and change things around a little bit and get, I guess, a different sense of audience reaction as opposed to crazy people jumping up and down, dancing. Really, you could be a DJ. I mean, it's just a matter of playing, the music that they want to hear and being entertaining at the same time. But when you play in an original project, it's really a chance to showcase, the group music and then your individual talents as well and how they play out, as a band. And that's that journey, I think, is very different than playing the cover music scene. But Manchester has a great cover music situation. There's a lot of places to play around here. There's a lot of fantastic bands. A lot of the guys that were mentioned, guys in Craving Lucy, for example, who we're playing with this week, are all in cover projects as well, because there's a lot of opportunity to do that, and I think that it's a chance to broaden your skill set. It is really. I mean, you can try different things. You can interpret songs, different ways. But there's also this community of original music that kind of, is on top of that. It kind of permeates throughout this community, certainly in Manchester.
The ugly
Lots of
undergrowth,
places
yeah.
for it. Yeah,
Covers
it's
definitely
good,
rule in Manchester.
You used to play
there's no
covers.
doubt. Yeah. I do have I have to admit, I do. I have a brief history in cover bands, it's true. And in other areas, though, it's very different, or at least more balanced. And an area I look back at for this point is Worcester. Worcester has an enormous music scene. A lot of people don't realize actually how big the Worcester music scene is, but it's very active. And I'm prejudiced. I mean, I come more from an original background, so I tend to be more aware of what's happening in originals. In Worcester, I think the original bands actually have the upper hand on the cover bands. They certainly are very prominently featured in a lot of local publications. The venues are very well represented and attended. The venues draw, nationals and international original acts in, and they create their own scene with local bands drawn to them, all vying for the chance to appear on the bill. There are a lot of colleges in Worcester, and that can be very conducive to a good music scene, as you know. And luckily for this one, for Worcester, you know, it's very, very, very good for the original scene. And you know, the only other major metropolitan area around us to talk about is Boston,
Right.
and it speaks for itself. I mean, it's, I think, a fairly even mix there. There's probably more venues in Boston, you know, supporting cover bands, I guess, if you did the pure numbers. But clearly there's an original music scene as well, so. But yeah, I did, it's true, I did do covers. I'd forgotten, actually. But I
We
did.
launch into a cover every now and then in the rehearsal space.
We do.
Every now and then one
We
pops
do.
in
We
just to
do.
stretch out a
Our
little
first
bit.
cover was Edgar Winter's Frankenstein, which we do as exact as we possibly
That's
can.
not a normal cover, to be fair. That's
I
not.
know.
You won't find many bands playing
I
that
know.
song.
They didn't believe me at first. Really? Yep. Yep. How are we gonna do the
It's-
keyboards and the horns? And
There's a lot of music
Yeah.
that comes out of his guitar, that's for sure.
Yep. And I had done that one in the past, and I really wanted to do it again. I admit that was probably a very selfish thing there that meant something to me, as far as like my recovery or whatever from after having the surgery. I felt like if I could do that live, it would allow me to relax a little more and not be as anxious, because I have been, I always will be. I'll always be self-conscious of, you know, how my arm, my hands are performing, and I'm always very aware of the differences between now and then. And so they stuck it out, and it's a favorite. It's frequently
definitely a
it's
fan
requested
favorite,
at
yeah.
shows. People talk about it. We've had people come approach us at shows and say, "Are you guys so and so?" Yeah. Oh, I heard you guys do Frankenstein. Are you gonna play that? So
With all the original music he's written, he's
I
known
know.
for playing Frankenstein.
it happens. It happens. I know it does. It happens.